the last day. Oh my gosh. Hype. Okay. Happy New Year, boo. We are back for day 31, our final day of the self-love challenge, where we've been showing ourselves a little more love and strengthening the relationship that we have with ourselves all month long. And I just gotta say that I have so much respect and admiration for you for being open to this challenge and making the commitment to loving on yourself every single day in so many different ways. So kudos to you, boo. Pat yourself on the back. And if you have been here this whole time, showing up consistently and doing the work, checking off the assignments in your guide as you get them done, and all that jazz, then there's an extra special opportunity that you need to know about. It's happening in January, and it's going to be all about learning to accept and embrace your body the way it is, no matter how flawed or imperfect it may be, so that you can finally feel comfortable enough in your skin to finally wear that little black dress or that swimsuit or anything you want for that matter, and feel absolutely beautiful doing it, so that you can feel confident enough to put yourself out there and chase your dreams, to discover your potential and what you're truly capable of. Or for the grown folks in the room, so that you can feel more comfortable during your intimate, freaky Nancy times or whatever, and allow yourself to receive attention and affection and pleasure, so that you can actually enjoy yourself and enjoy the experience. So wherever you may be in terms of your self-love and your self-acceptance, you are going to learn how to develop habits and daily practices that are going to help you to fall madly in love with yourself, mind, body, and spirit, just the way that you are, so that you can stop being so hard on yourself and get out of your own head and start enjoying your life more. So if that sounds good to you and you are ready to take your self-love journey to the next level because you want to be able to feel comfortable in your skin, in your body, the only body that you have, without constantly feeling like you have to change things about yourself before you can feel good about your body. And if you want to feel beautiful and desirable and worthy and proud of who you are with no weight loss required, then you're going to love this. But this opportunity isn't just for any old body. It is only for my special boos who are serious about loving themselves and learning to accept and embrace themselves. So I'm kind of keeping it under wraps. This isn't for everybody's ears and eyes. So if you want to know more, all you got to do is hit reply on one of the many, many emails that I have sent you throughout the course of this challenge and let me know that you're interested. That's all you got to do. Find one of the emails from day 1 to today's 31, hit reply, let me know that you're interested in the special opportunity, and I'll make sure that you get all the information that you need to know, boo. And if you haven't been getting emails from me about the challenge or anything else for that matter, then anyhow, I'll be sharing more about that towards the end of the video, so just stay tuned, because before we can get to that, we got to get to our final assignment. Of course, we are at day 31, and once again, we are building upon the work that we did on days 29 and 30. So if you weren't here for those, you'll want to go back and check them out, get those assignments done, and then come back for this one. Matter of fact, you can even do them all at the same time if you want and if you have the time, because we're just going deeper and deeper and deeper. So for day 31, here's what you're gonna do. You are gonna plan out your next steps for changing your mindset about your body and shifting your beliefs away from the idea that your body or the way you look is a problem that's standing in the way of you getting the life that you want. Because like we talked about last time, we can keep putting off the things that we want to do and that we want to experience in life and keep telling ourselves that we're going to do them one day when our body cooperates in the ways that we want. But the reality is that our bodies may never change in the exact ways that we want them to. And even if they do, there's no guarantee that that's even going to fix the things that are really going on with us. There are plenty of people who have lost weight, lost all of the weight that they wanted, got down to their dream weight, and are still incredibly unhappy with themselves. There are plenty of people who've had the surgeries and got nipped and tucked and plucked and whatever, and have lived to regret it. And of course, there's some people who are very happy with results that they've achieved. But my point is that there's no guarantee that us waiting for this dream body or for this weight loss is even going to change our lives in the ways that we want it to. And life is far too short for us to keep waiting and keep holding ourselves back from the things that we really want to do and experience, because we may just run out of time before we ever get to do those things. We gotta stop waiting And contrary to what we've been taught to believe, our body and the way we look is not a problem. No matter what we look like, no matter how far we are from the beauty standard and such, our body is not a problem unless we choose to make it one, unless we choose to view it as one. The real problem is our mentality and the way that we've chosen to feel about our body. Well, actually, the real problem is this broken society and the fact that we've been brainwashed to believe these things and feel these things about ourselves. We don't feel these by choice. None of us want to be out here hating ourselves or feeling disgusting or gross or like an abomination of some kind. We're taught to believe those things by this effed up society. So that's the real problem. But the problem that we have control over is how we choose to view our bodies, our mindset about our bodies. That's what we can really have some control over in this weird, twisted world, as well as what we choose to do. You know what I'm saying? Like our mindset and our actions. And anyway, so that's what we're working on today. Shifting your mindset for the better and developing a plan for continuing to change your mindset about your body, continuing to shift those beliefs long after the challenge is over. So here's how you do it, and it's really simple. First, you're going to grab that list that you made on day 29 of all the things that you want to do someday, one day, when you lose weight or have your dream body. You're also going to grab the notes that you took on day 30 when we were doing the visualizations and such of what your fantasy life would look like and feel like to you. And you're also going to need a blank sheet of paper for the writing that you're going to be doing today. So, looking at the list of things that you hope to do someday, one day, the things that reflect your deepest heart's desires, your wish list of experiences that you hope to be able to have and feel and enjoy. I want you to think about what kind of action you'd be willing to take in order to move forward towards living that dream life that you've wanted. What are you willing to do to get to those feelings and to access those experiences and to enjoy those moments that you envisioned? So for example, let's say that you wanted to lose weight because you wanted to start dressing yourself better. You wanted to wear nice, pretty, beautiful clothes that made you feel good and that made you look good. So you wanted to lose weight. Or maybe you want to feel better about yourself and learn to embrace and accept yourself so that you can teach the little ones in your life how to do the same, how to accept and love themselves the way that they are. I know that was a big one for me with my daughter. I realized that I couldn't give her what I didn't have. And I damn sure didn't want her to experience the kind of things that I went through because of the things that I lacked. So the only way for me to be able to pass that on to her would be for me to have some of that myself. Or maybe you just want to feel more comfortable in your skin so that you can get out of your head during those freaky, nasty, intimate moments and stop worrying about how you look or how your partner thinks you look or what's jiggling or what's drooping or anything like that. And you can actually enjoy yourself and start having the best sexy old life. Whatever it is that you're looking forward to doing and experiencing in this dream life, in this fantasy life that you envision, what's it worth to you? What kind of work are you willing to put in to get there? If you're anything like me, you've probably been willing to diet and starve yourself and work out to the point of extreme exhaustion and bully yourself and say awful things to yourself and do all that in the name of attaining this fantasy life, right? On the other side of weight loss. But how much time are you willing to put into changing your mindset about yourself so that you can finally enjoy all those things that you envisioned? If your mindset truly is the problem, which I believe it is 95% of the time. Don't ask me for sources. Just trust me on this, okay? Most of the time, it's our mindset. It's the limitations that we put on ourselves based on what we think other people perceive us to be like, or how we perceive ourselves, or our view on larger bodies based on what society has taught us to feel about ourselves. And we may not have to starve ourselves to change our mindset, but it does take a certain amount of commitment and conscious effort to continue to push back against all of the toxic messages that society wants to push on us. All of the awful things that they try to teach us or tell us or convince us about our bodies and our worth. And one thing I know for certain is that this fat-phobic, superficial world that we live in is going to keep working overtime, trying to convince us to hate ourselves, to discount ourselves, to diminish ourselves based on something as superficial as how we look and what our body chooses to do. And the more successful they are at doing that, at convincing us and brainwashing us, the more that we'll continue to buy into all these different industries that profit off of our self-hatred. So basically, it's gonna take some work if we're gonna combat all of that. And if you're trying to live as a larger person, as a larger ethnic person in particular, in this day and age, it's a constant battle, constant struggle, just to survive, just to be who you are, just to live, just to try to enjoy your life. Or at least they're gonna try to make it a constant struggle. But that don't mean we gotta let them. So what are you willing to commit to on a daily, weekly, or even monthly basis? Take a minute to really think about that. What action can you commit to taking regularly that's gonna help you shift your mindset? So, for example, can you commit to showing yourself and your body some extra love once a week? Can you do it twice a week? Do you have the time to do it more often than that? Can you find a way to surround yourself with people who'd be a positive influence on you and who'd be supportive of you doing this work to feel better about yourself, who are also committed to you feeling empowered and uplifted and loved and supported? Can you do some extra reading to brush up on your knowledge on all these concepts of self-acceptance and body image and fat phobia and the way it's all rooted in capitalism and all this other awful stuff? Can you get your hands on any resources that can help you along on this journey? You may have noticed that I create a whole bunch of stuff. I create all the things based on the tools and the techniques that worked for me. I've created the Confidence Booster Workbook. I've created the guide that goes along with this challenge to help you stay on track with getting the assignments done and to help you see the progress that you're making in loving on yourself and showing yourself that appreciation. There's also the I Love My Body worksheet to help you identify things that you like, love, and appreciate about your body and the ways that your body has been a gift to you. So if you're interested in any of those and you haven't gotten your hands on them yet, the links are below. They're available to download for free, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And let's not forget about the 30 plus different ways to show yourself more love that we've covered in this challenge. So whether your primary love language is words of affirmation or physical touch or quality time or what have you, there is something that you can find within this challenge that will help you to feel more loved. So have you taken yourself out on a date already? If you have, how did it go? When's the next one? Did you ask yourself out again? You better. Did you already wear an outfit that makes you feel sexy or beautiful or unstoppable? When are you gonna do it again? Did you take pictures so that you can look back on those moments and remember how amazing you felt? Oh, and have you apologized to your body for all the things you put it through over the years? All of the negative thoughts, the negative feelings, the mistreatment, the punishment, the rejection that your body has had to experience because you didn't like the way it looked. And remember, even if you've done these assignments already, you can always do them again, because the more effort that you put into loving on yourself, the better you're gonna feel about yourself and your body. So think about what you're willing to invest in your relationship with yourself, and then grab your pen and paper and write down the absolute minimum that you can promise to yourself right now. Now, I usually don't encourage doing the bare minimum. And of course, you can aim higher and do much more than what you're writing down right now. But starting off, we want to keep this as simple as possible to make it as easy as possible to incorporate it into your life. If you start making all these lofty goals on day one, things might start falling apart real quick, okay? So for now, we're writing down the minimum, the absolute minimum, that once a week, I can guarantee myself that I'm going to say some nice things in the mirror to myself. If that's what it is, if that's all we can give right now, if that's where we're setting the minimum, we can always aim higher and overachieve. And you can document this and capture it on paper however you like, but I feel like the easiest way to do it is to create like a grid or a table or something where you can have multiple columns and then fill in the information below. And if you choose to do it this way, you're going to end up with 4 columns total. So column number 1 would be your action. And this is going to be the action that you take to shift your mindset about your body. Whether that's reading more books to open up your mind to new ideas and to new ways of looking at the world, or pampering yourself and treating your body with some extra special care in the way that you talk to it and talk about it and touch it and experience it. Or the action could be something like setting boundaries with somebody who always got something to say about your body. Or whatever other action you're willing to take, whatever other kind of work you're willing to put in to feel better about your body. Column 2 is going to be all about your reason and why it's important for you to take this action and how it's going to help, how it's going to be beneficial to you in shifting your mindset and changing your beliefs. So what role will it play? What difference will it make if you read a bunch of new books to expand your mind? How is setting boundaries with that person who always got something to say going to help you to shift your mindset? What's the reason that this action is important to take? Column 3 is going to represent your frequency, or how frequently you can commit to taking that action. Again, we're starting with the minimum. So maybe reading that new book is something you can do once a month, or once a week, or multiple times in a week. You got to decide what works for you. Or in the case of setting boundaries, maybe that's something that happens more as needed. Maybe it's harder to plan that sort of thing out as far as the frequency is concerned. But can you commit to calling it out every time you witness that kind of behavior? And the 4th column is where you're going to write in the date, the nearest date on the calendar that you can commit to taking this action. Preferably sometime within the next couple of weeks or so. You don't want to push this way too far out. Because as they say, what gets scheduled gets done. So schedule it and add it to your calendar. And if it's one of the more as needed type of things, like setting boundaries with somebody who's always critical, then you just got to make sure that you're ready when the situation presents itself to handle your business and take care of yourself and stand up for yourself. I don't know why I'm getting so hype, but when people always have something critical to say, it just gets me. So those are your 4 columns. And so for each of the actions that you can commit to taking for yourself, for the benefit of your relationship with your body, you're going to fill out each of those 4 columns. So let's say the first action that you're committing to is to wear something beautiful that makes you feel vibrant and alive and fun and flirty. The reason that that action is important is because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, that makes it a lot easier to combat any negative thoughts you might have about yourself or that other people might want you to have about yourself. And if you can commit to putting that beautiful outfit together and getting dolled up once a week, that's the frequency, then those efforts are going to add up over time and have an even bigger impact on the way you see yourself. Then the last piece of it is to pick a day. And I don't know about you, but the appointments that make it on my calendar usually get done. So pick a day, whatever day it might be, a day that works well for you, a day that you're going to be out and seen a lot, because if you're going to look good, you might as well be seen looking good, right? Or a day that you got that special meeting at work, or whatever the case may be. Pick the day, schedule it, and decide when you're going to take this action. So that's how you develop your plan. It's really simple, and you're starting by committing to the bare minimum. So there are no excuses as to why you can't get this done. And over time, the hope is that you'll be able to commit to yourself even more, to give yourself even more, to love on yourself and take those actions even more. Because you're more than worth it, boo. So do whatever you gotta do to keep this journey going for yourself and to keep loving on yourself. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be inviting a select few ladies to join me for this special experience where they can take their self-love journey to the next level, where they can learn to accept and embrace themselves as they are, flaws and all, imperfections and all, mind, body, spirit, and otherwise, without having to lose weight, without having to have a surgery, without getting a mommy makeover or a BBL or any of the other things in order to feel good about themselves. And no disrespect or judgment or shade towards anybody who chooses to do whatever they want with their body. It's frankly none of my business. But this opportunity is for the ladies who want to learn to value their bodies as they are, to see their worth and their beauty, no matter what they look like, no matter how much they weigh, no matter how much space they take up in the world, so that they can stop picking themselves apart when they look in the mirror, so that they no longer feel the need to suck in their stomach and view themselves from certain angles to see what they'd look like if and when they lost whatever weight or got rid of the rolls or whatever it is. The ladies who are tired of obsessing about having a snatched waist or perkier boobies or a bootylicious body like Beyonce. Women who are tired of only being able to see imperfections when they look at themselves, who are tired of comparing themselves to other people and wishing that they look like somebody else. Because it is exhausting to live that way. And it truly doesn't even have to be that way. And I know that that's hard for a lot of people to believe, myself included. I didn't used to think that I'd be able to love myself or appreciate myself or embrace myself in this body that I have. I didn't think it would be possible for me to be happy and fulfilled and to feel beautiful and sexy and desirable and all those things until I lost weight, until I shrunk my body, until I changed all the things about myself that I didn't like and all the things that weren't in line with the beauty standards. But the reality is that we can learn to feel comfortable in our skin the way that we are. We don't have to change ourselves to meet some arbitrary standard that most people don't even meet, that most people will never meet. You can make peace with your body and start seeing past any imperfections you may think you have. You can feel confident enough to wear what you want and to photograph yourself and to post pictures of yourself and to be proud of the way that you look. You can know what it's like to feel attractive and flirty and desirable and to experience true pleasure and true joy in the body that you have, with the body that you have. And you can totally live your life in a way that makes you feel proud and fulfilled when it's all said and done. Because like we keep talking about, life is too short. It is far too short. And you don't want to have regrets about how you spent your time when it's all said and done. You are capable of so much more than you even realize. And you are worthy and deserving of all the best things in life. All the best that life has to offer. And if that's not clear to you yet, it will be by the time I'm done with you. So if you are ready to change your life and you are interested in this exclusive opportunity, go ahead and send me an email and let me know. Find one of the emails that I've sent you, hit reply, let me know that you're interested in as many or as little words as you want to use, and I'll make sure you get all the information you need. Because although we've reached the end of this self-love challenge, we've also reached the beginning of a new year. So let's keep the self-love and the self-acceptance going. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'm only going to be selecting a few ladies for this priceless opportunity. So if you are ready for this and you know that you are going to make the most out of any opportunity to love yourself and develop yourself and improve the relationship that you have with yourself, I want to hear from you, boo. Send me that email. Like I said, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. And whether or not I get an email from you, I will be seeing you real soon. Bye, boo. Wait, was all that stuff on my shirt this whole time? And you ain't even tell me? Ooh, rude. So what happens when you don't look in the mirror before you hit record. I probably should have done that. Happy New Year, boo.